original plan for this video was to be a full face of What's Up Beauty. However, once I really got to thinking about the products and if I would use them outside of a YouTube video, I did decide to go ahead and declutter and donate quite a few of the items that I had for a full face because I don't want to just try makeup for a YouTube video. I want to make sure it's something that I'm going to use outside of that video, you know what I mean? So I do not have a full face of What's Up Beauty here to try today, but I have quite a few goodies to try out that I have been very excited to try. So they sent over some eye brushes we're going to use today. All of these look like really small and perfect for my small hooded eyes, so I'm very excited. I have other What's Up Beauty eye brushes that I love. I use them all of the time. They also sent over a bronzer and a blush brush because they sent some bronzers and blushes for me to try out. They recently released these. Not recent, you guys. I'm like kind of far behind, but they released them like last year, so they're not too old at this point. So they released 4 bronzers, 4 blushes. I ended up donating the 2 darker bronzers and the 2 darker blushes, so I only have 2 to try out for you guys today, but that's okay. We have a highlighter, and then I have tried out this primer on my channel. I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember loving it, but we're gonna give it a go again today. So let's start off with eyeshadow so we can try out these brushes. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette because I've talked about it at length, I feel like at nauseum the past couple weeks on my channel, how much I've been loving it, but I haven't shown it in action for you guys. So I figured we would use this palette today along with these brushes. So like I said, all of these look really small and great and perfect, honestly, for my small hooded eyes, but none of them are really like fluffy enough for a crease sort of moment. So we are going to go in with a couple older brushes that I have from them that I use all of the time. They're dirty. I'm sorry. This is the R104. We're going to start off with that, and then we're going to start off with this shade right here and run. Oh my gosh, I didn't put eye primer on. Hold on. It usually wouldn't be like a huge deal, but I have oily eyelids, so it is a big deal. I really need the eye primer to help combat that. Okay, take 2. We're going to run that into the crease. I was a little confused on what to do with this video today because I was going to have it be like a full face of new makeup because Laura Mercier sent me their new tinted moisturizer that they reformulated recently. So I was going to try that out, and then I had a couple other, like a Maybelline lip product, and then maybe one other thing. I'm like blanking now, but Laura Mercier says it's like super sheer to light coverage, which is not my jam, and I actually figured I might do a like dedicated video on that. I never tried the original, but I could do like a whole day wear test on it. Let me know if you'd want to see that. But I didn't want to use that today because it is a light coverage sort of product, and I didn't want that to deter me from liking these bronzer and blushes that I'm going to try in a little bit. We're not going to take the R105 and then this shade right here, on the outer corner and up into the crease. I didn't want it to deter like my thoughts on the bronzer and blush because I usually use bronzer and blush over like a full coverage sort of moment. So if I had a light coverage foundation on, I feel like that would make me maybe not like the bronzer and blush as much because I'm just not a light coverage kind of person, you know what I mean? Well, originally before that, I was going to do a full face of What's Up Beauty, and like I said, I ended up decluttering some of the items that I was going to use for that. So then I was going to do trying new makeup, but then I decided to not use that foundation, and then I didn't really have like any new products to use, but then I thought, Emily, it is normal to try like 1 or 2 items at once. Like most people are not going, the average consumer is not going to go out to Ulta or Sephora or even Target or Walmart and buy a full face of new makeup. Like that is not what most people are doing. They're probably picking up like a new blush here, a new bronzer there, maybe a new eyeshadow palette, a new pack of brushes like every couple of months. You know what I mean? So it's okay if I don't have a full face of new makeup, a full face of What's Up Beauty. I hope it's okay. We'll see how well this video does. But I feel like that's what the average consumer is doing. So social media has kind of skewed our thought process of what is normal, a normal haul, a normal makeup routine, normal consumption, you know? I mean, that's a whole other topic for a whole nother video I'm not going to get into right now. I figured I would just still go ahead, sit down, record this video, try the couple of new products that I do have to try, and hopefully it's okay. Okay, Doug, now we're going to try one of the new brushes. This is the R108. It's just like a really small domey kind of brush. And we're going to go into this deeper shade right here. And we're going to lightly pack that on the outer corner and deepen it up. I like the shape of this. I don't know if I should have used it for this sort of like application. I don't know if this is the best for this kind of brush. So I want to go back in with the R105 and like fluff this out. It's getting patchy. That's everything gets patchy on me. It's my eyelids. Okay, now I'm going to take the R109. It's like a more dome brush, but like shorter and a little bit thicker. And we're going to go back into that second shade I used and just start by packing it here. just to like blend a little bit more. I feel like I'm gonna like these brushes. I just kind of have to figure out maybe how to use such small brushes. I'm not used to that. This one would definitely be good for lining, but I just don't line very often. Maybe I'll add the darkest shade as a liner at the end after I put on the shimmer shade. And then these ones, yeah, I just got to figure out how to use them. These type are like flat brushes, which are good for putting on shimmers, but I usually put shimmers on with my finger, so, which we are going to put a little glitter primer on and put that shimmer on my lid. But What's Up Beauty has really beautiful brushes besides these like small ones. Like the first two I use them all of the time, and that also came in a set. I've got a couple more in my brush little container here, but you guys see me use them quite often if you watch my videos. We're going to take this shimmer now. Ooh, this is so pretty. This is quite the intense look to sit at home and clean the rest of the day, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and use that little definer brush that I said I wanted to try. The R112 is what it's called, and we're going to take the deepest shade. We're just gonna do a little line on my upper lash line. Yeah, I like how skinny this is. It's making a really thin line, which I appreciate, especially for my small eyes. If I do a thicker line, it kind of just takes over and it's too much. And I like that it has a little bit of give to it. It's not super stiff, so I don't feel like I'm like poking my eye with a brush, you know what I mean? Yeah, I like this brush. Wow, I like this a lot. Alrighty, and that's the eye look using the Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette. Like I said, I just wanted to use this on camera for you guys since I've been singing its praises so much on other videos. And then the What's Up Beauty brushes. I like them. I use them quite often on my channel, and I appreciate the smaller sizes. So let's move on to the primer. I have used this one time on my channel. I don't remember loving it, but we are going to give it a go again today. This is their Positivity Lightweight Hydrating Face Primer. I usually like a hydrating face primer because I do have dry skin. It's just a lotiony sort of consistency. So let's put this on and see what it does. If I'm remembering correctly, is this the one that says you have to wait like 10 minutes before you apply your makeup? I'm kind of like thinking that I remember reading that on the box. I don't have the box anymore. It's sinking into my skin nicely. It's getting kind of tacky, which I don't hate because your like foundation will really adhere to it then. Also, if you hear it in my voice, I do feel a little sick. I have a little bit of a congestion going on. Man, the flu and RSV and just all sorts of stuff is like going around, and I am like terrified to get it. So I'm hoping that this isn't like the start of the flu or something, but I do feel a little congested. So I think you can hear it in my voice, unfortunately. Oh, okay, no. I just went on their website and looked at this primer, like how to apply it. And it does not say to wait 10 minutes. It says to wait 10 minutes in between applying your sunscreen or your moisturizer and applying this, but not like 10 minutes after applying this to apply your foundation, which I do remember when I first tried this out thinking like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. Like let your sunscreen sink in for 10 minutes. And I didn't see a problem with it. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of a really privileged viewpoint on trying this product, only because like if I was still teaching, or even if I still worked at the bank and I was waking up early to throw my makeup on before going in to teach little kids all day, I would not have 10 minutes to wait. Like I got up at the crack of dawn and half asleep, did my skincare and put my makeup on, and there's absolutely no way in heck that I would have had time to wait 10 minutes in between applying my sunscreen and then applying my makeup on after that. You know what I mean? So I don't recommend that if you are someone who does work a 9 to 5, you have to wake up early. But it sank into my skin nicely. I don't really feel like it provided too much hydration, too much glow. My face doesn't feel super hydrated right now. So we'll see how my foundation and everything goes on over top of it. I am going to go ahead and put foundation and concealer and powder on off camera because I don't have anything new for that. And then I'll pop back on and we'll try the new bronzers and blushes and the highlight, which I am super excited to try out all of those. So be right back. All right, my foundation, concealer, powder all went over that primer perfectly fine. I did go ahead and purposely choose a matte foundation. This is the Dior Just Forever Matte one. Transfer proof, 24-hour, high perfection, concentrated floral skincare with sunscreen. Oh my goodness, that is like the longest name ever. And this I have 0.5N. Anyways, this is the matte version of this foundation. I actually really love this matte foundation. It's not too drying on my skin, cakey or anything like that. And it went on this just fine. It is looking a little dry on my forehead and my nose. A, that's typical, and B, I feel like my skin is just dry right now. And then the concealer, I used most of my Tower 28 Serum Concealer. I set it all down with my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in the shade 05 Fair. And then I did go ahead and just run these two mattes along my lower lash line to finish up the eyes and put on e.l.f. Wow Brow and my Clio Kill Lash Superproof Mascara Long Curling. What's Up Beauty does have a mascara, and I did try it in a past video. I just didn't love it. I am very, very picky with mascaras. My eyelashes are very picky as well. It just just kind of did nothing for my lashes. It didn't make them look longer, fuller, and it didn't hold a curl, which is the main thing I need. So just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. I just am very picky when it comes to mascaras. So they released this collection of bronzers and blushes a few months ago at this point. They're talc-free, clean, non-toxic, cruelty-free, vegan. They're made with 99% natural ingredients, which I think is awesome. They also have hyaluronic acid and niacinamide in them. It says on the back of this card that they're pressed and then baked, which is really cool, and they are also made in Italy. They're supposed to have a medium coverage that is effortlessly buildable and blendable. The blush has a delicate sheen with an ultra-fine shimmer for a subtle glow. No chunky glitter. Thank goodness, because I do not like a chunky glitter blush. And then the bronzers feature a matte finish with an ultra subtle sheen that offers just a hint of radiance. It ensures smooth application without patchiness, and it minimizes the appearances of fine lines for a flawless finish. I don't know, guys. This sounds right up my alley. This sounds like I'm going to love these. So we will try them out. The ones that I ended up keeping was 10 light and 20 medium for the bronzers. So it just comes in this beautiful packaging. What's Up Beauty has the most stunning packaging artwork. They are just top tier when it comes to anything like that. Also, I did want to mention that this has a 24-month shelf life, which kind of surprises me considering it's made out of 99% natural ingredients. You would think that it would go bad quicker. So this is what the front of the bronzer looks like, and then this is going to be the shade 10 light. We also have 20 medium. So again, here's 10 light, here's 20 medium. They both look like they will work for me, so that's why I ended up keeping both. Again, there was like a 30 like dark and maybe a 40 deep or something like that, which obviously would not work with my skin tone, so I did go ahead and donate those. And then they did send me their R203 bronzer brush to try out, so we're going to give this a go. We're going to start off with the light one first. I did not use any cream bronzer or blush, as you can probably tell by my face. So all of the bronzer and blush you're going to see is going to come from this product. Also, this is not usually the type of bronzer brush I go for. I usually go for something a little bit like fluffier and bigger. This is a little dense, but I just got some on my brush. All right, and we're just going to apply and see what happens. Ooh, okay. I don't love this brush. I feel like it's too dense. Okay, but for this being the light shade though, it is packing a punch. It is definitely showing up on my cheeks. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And the marbling isn't going away, which is just kind of like a nice touch. I feel like a lot of times when products have marbling like this, it like ends up going away after you touch it for the first time. I do want to apply a little bit more with my typical bronzer brush, which is the BK Beauty 107. It is just a little bit like thicker and fluffier, as you can see. Yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, so this is the light shade. I think that's beautiful. I like the tone of it. I think it's giving me some warmth without being too warm. It's not orangey at all. I feel like it like sculpted out my cheek really nicely as well. And it's giving me a defined look without being like too much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm loving that. Wow. I was not expecting to like it as much as I do. I don't know why, but we are going to try the 20 medium. I feel like the 10 light is definitely my shade. It's like perfect for me, but we are going to try a little bit of the 20 medium. I am going to use it with my normal fluffier brush because that denser one with the medium shade, I feel like will be a recipe for disaster. So I just got some on and we're going to fluff this on. Okay, so the medium shade is actually working out really nicely for me as well. I thought it would be too deep, but it's not. It's almost just a little bit of a tone change. So here's the medium on my cheek, and then here's the light. All I'm really seeing in person, I don't know how it's coming across on camera, but in person, really the only difference I'm seeing is that this one's a little bit more cool toned and this one's a little bit more warm toned, a little bit orangier, not too orange. Like I definitely could get away with wearing this. I don't think it's too Cheeto on me, which is really nice. But even in the pan, that kind of makes sense. Like if you look at the light shade versus the medium shade, you can definitely see that this is more warm and this is more of a cool tone sort of color. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a contour by any means. It definitely is still bronzing me up, but in pan and on the cheeks, you can see, I'm hoping you can see on camera, I'm seeing it in person, that this is a little bit more cool toned, while this is a little bit more warm. Color-wise and tone-wise and how they apply to my cheeks, I'm really liking both of them, and I think there's a time and place for both. I do like a more cooler bronzer like this, but especially in the summertime, I could see myself gravitating more towards a medium, warmer one, especially when I'm a little bit tanner. They both blended in like 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm seriously like, I'm really enjoying these, you guys. I thought I would like them, but I like them more than I thought I would. And I did want to be clear in case you didn't see my palette declutter where I decluttered all 3 of the palettes they sent me in PR. I liked all of those palettes. I thought they were beautiful. I tried one of them out and I got beautiful looks. I liked the quality. It wasn't anything about that. It was more the color stories and the type of makeup that I'm wearing these days is not like colorful makeup, and those are more colorful color stories. If you had your eye on any of the What's Up Beauty eyeshadow palettes, I recommend them. I think they're beautiful. I just not color stories that I would have worn. So they also came out with blushes in that whole line when they released the bronzers. This one is in 10 Peaceful Pisa, I think. Peaceful Pisa, P-I-S-A. I don't know. I think this is like based off Italy and like places in Italy. So I'm sure it has something to do with that. So that is what this one looks like right here. That looks really pretty. That looks like a really beautiful, just like pinky tone blush. And then we also have Serene Sienna. So this one right here is a little bit, actually this one looks like it's going to be a lighter pink than this one. No, this is 20 and this is 10, but they both look stunning and I'm excited to try out both of them. They did also send over their R202 blush brush. This looks like more of a blush brush that I'm going to enjoy. So we are going to go ahead and try out the 10 Peaceful Pisa first. I'll use this on one side of the brush and then the other blush on the other side of the brush. That was hard to say. Okay, so I got some on, tapped off the excess. We're going to start applying that. All right, that is pretty. It does have more of that golden shift to it, which I don't love in a blush. Like, can you see as I turn my cheek, it has the golden shift to it? I'm hoping you can see it on camera like I'm seeing it in person. I just personally don't love a blush like that. That is 100% personal preference though. I just feel like when I'm looking head on, it's beautiful. I love this shade. And then when I shift to the side and it's golden, I just don't like that on me very much. But again, that's personal preference. Other than that, the shade is really pretty. It went on really nicely and smoothly. It's not getting patchy. It's not too pigmented to where I have clown cheeks. I put on about 2 layers and it's looking really pretty. So I'm just going to flip the brush over and use this side. And we're going to go in with Serene Sienna. Okay, so this one has that golden shift too. Again, not my favorite, but the shade is really pretty. Kind of like the bronzers, this one is a little bit more of a cool toned, where this one's a little bit more of a warm peachy tone. Again with the golden shift, but other than that, like head on, the shade is really, really pretty. Liking both those two. I do think I like the bronzers more than the blushes. And if I absolutely had to choose, I would choose both the 10 light bronzer and the 10 Peaceful Pisa blush. But that makes sense that I am a light skin tone and the other two are probably geared more towards medium skin tones. I still think that they work for me. I still think they look beautiful on me, especially applying them with a little bit of a lighter hand. But because they're a little bit more warmy, I do prefer the tiny bit more cool tone of this side, but I do like all 4 of them. And then we have a highlight to try from them. This was released a long time ago. I am so sorry. I'm just now trying this. This is their Serengeti highlighter in the shade Wild Acacia, I believe. I never tried this because it does seem to be a little bit on the brighter, bolder, more intense side. It's not really the type of highlights I go for these days, but there is like a time and place for it, and I do still want to try this out. So this packaging is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Again, talc-free, clean, cruelty-free, vegan. This also has a 24-month shelf life, and it's formulated with squalane and glycerin hydrating ingredients. So fancy schmancy there. The embossing on this is stunning. I don't know if you guys can see, it's like a tiger and then it's got like that Serengeti like tree behind it. I actually like this too because this is more white and this is more pink. So you could use them separately or you could mix them together. Let's swatch the white and the pink. Can you really see a difference? Oh, I can on my fingers. So here's the white side and there's the pink side. Oh, actually the pink is more golden. Yeah, I definitely see a difference. I mean, it's slight, but it is there. And then let me mix them together. So that's them mixed together. I think I like them mixed together the best. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, swirled my brush in and I tapped off a lot of the excess because I don't want it to be too intense. Ooh. Yeah, so this is definitely like a blinding highlight. But that's pretty. Ooh. Wow, that's really pretty. I do still like that. I mean, it is a bit more intense than I'm going for these days. A bit more icy. But it is still really pretty. I really like that. And it's not... maybe it is a little bit. Emphasizing a little tiny bit of texture, but name me a highlight that doesn't do that. You know what I mean? And then we'll go ahead and take the R110 brush, which is part of the bundle that they sent me I was using earlier. And we're going to take the, well, we'll just mix them together. Why not? And we're going to put that as my inner corner highlight. Ooh, that's really pretty in the inner corner. Okay, off camera, I did go ahead and set my face down with Benefit the Professional Super Setter. And if you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see a difference on camera, but I just feel like the highlight just melted into the skin a little bit more and looks more like one with the skin. The last thing we have to try is their Egyptian Queen lipstick. This was another collection that they came out with. They did send me 3 lipsticks, but I picked the one that I thought would match me the best. This is in the shade Seba or Seba. S-E-B-A is how it's spelled. So this is on the back, a buttery matte lipstick with 1 swipe opacity, formulated with sodium hyaluronate, vitamin E acetate, synthetic silk oil for their moisturizing, nourishing, and antioxidant properties, allowing a smooth, comfortable, non-drying feeling while maintaining a high color payoff. 12-month shelf life, also clean, cruelty, and vegan. So first of all, this color packaging, chef's kiss. This like bright cobalt blue, I love this color so much. There is just something about this cobalt blue that I think is stunning. And then you open up the lipstick, and when you pull it up, do you see the embossing? I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the embossing on the lipstick. It is just stunning. Oh my gosh. There's literally an Egyptian queen right here. The embossing on this is just truly impeccable. The detail that they put on it makes me not want to use the lipstick because it's so beautiful, but we're going to use it anyways because it looks stunning. This is like a really pretty just pinky tone that I think might be a little dark on me, but we're going to go for it anyways. I'm not going to use a lip liner. We're just going to go for it. Oh, it really does have like 1 swipe opacity. I don't love a matte lipstick these days. I don't know how often I would reach for this. They just feel kind of drying on my lips. This one doesn't really, but I mean, it's still a matte lipstick. I just prefer a more like glossy lip oily sort of look, but this color is beautiful. It's actually pulling a little bit more purpley than pink, which I like. I think it's pretty. I don't think it really matches the like peachy eye look, but that's okay. I think this color is really stunning and it's actually pretty unique in my collection. I have too many lipsticks, especially for the fact that I'm not wearing a ton of lipstick these days, but I feel like this shade is a little bit more unique in my collection. So I'm glad I decided to try it and keep it. It's looking darker on camera than it is in person, I feel like, but it's still beautiful. Emphasizing my lines on my lips a little bit, but that's because it's a matte lipstick. All of them do that. You guys, I liked these products way more than I thought I would. I thought I would like the brushes because I use their other brushes quite often. They're in my rotation of brushes that I use almost every time I do my makeup. But the bronzer and blushes kind of surprised me. Again, I thought I would like them, but I didn't think I would like them as much as I do. I think they're stunning on the cheeks. Hopefully they wear well and they don't fade. I do think that this will be the type of formulation that I end up pairing over a cream bronzer and blush. Yeah, they just look like so beautiful on the cheeks. That highlight looks stunning too. The lip, like literally, I really like how this makeup turned out. The only thing I'm not super head over heels about is the Positivity Hydrating Primer. I need to give it a go again. The first time I used it, I didn't love it. This time just seems like okay. Like it's not really doing a whole lot for my makeup, but we'll see how it wears throughout the day. I did also want to say that they have sent me their nail polishes in the past, and it is one of the only brands that actually stay on my nails without chipping within like a day. So I want to get more of their nail polishes. I've gone on their website and looked, and I haven't found a ton of shades that I thought I would wear on the everyday basis. That's why I haven't bought any more. But if you were someone who is into doing your own nails at home, check out their nail polishes as well as their makeup because they're beautiful as well and they last for a very long time. And that's coming from someone that nail polishes do not last on. I did want to say thank you to What's Up Beauty if they're watching this. I mean, they might not be, but if they end up watching this, I just want to say thank you for sending all of this to me in PR. I appreciate it so much. I know sometimes I donate it or I give it away, but that's not like anything against the brand. It's more so I can't keep all the makeup / I don't want to. If I'm not going to use something, I'd rather donate it to someone who is going to use it. But I did want to still say thank you to What's Up Beauty for sending me these packages in PR to try out. And thank you to you guys for watching my videos, because if I didn't have an audience and you guys weren't sitting here watching me, then I wouldn't be getting PR from a brand like What's Up Beauty. So thank you so much to you guys as well. Have you heard of this brand? Have you tried anything from this brand? Let me know down below in the comments. I would love to know your guys' thought process, or did I introduce you to a brand new brand today? You guys know I'm nosy. I love hearing from you guys down below in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not yet, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.